here's a question for you. Are you walking your own path right now? Or is it the path of somebody else? I'll call them the noisy neighbor in your brain. And the noisy neighbor, if you've ever had an actual noisy neighbor, they're disruptive, they distract you, right, from whatever you're doing. But the noisy neighbor in our brain often comes in the form of the voice of maybe a family member, a friend, a random online person, people who are giving you advice or telling you what you should or shouldn't do in life. Oh, you should do this exercise program. You should eat this. You should meditate more. You should do these things because they worked for me. And we all know there's not really a one-size-fits-all approach to life, and we have to recognize this. Sometimes it takes a while. Even with ourselves, if we've been doing something over and over again and it's not working anymore, then we need to change it up. But sometimes we cling to things like that. So the noisy neighbors in our head can be the form of all different types of people telling you what you should or shouldn't do. And these folks kind of build residence in our brains to a certain degree, and they stay there. And we go about life not trusting ourselves, but trusting these voices instead, these people. And then we have certain expectations of how we're supposed to live our lives. So the noisy neighbors. Let's talk about expectations. Let's talk about the one-size-fits-all approach to life, first of all. We know there's plenty of people claiming to be experts. The experts who aren't actually experts, who are giving maybe bad advice, or the experts who say, well, this worked for me, so it should work for you too. And I just want to tell you, no. Why are we so quick to trust other people, but not ourselves? What is that? Where we're like, I'm going to put all my faith in other people's advice, and I don't trust myself enough. Where does that stem from? Why don't we trust ourselves enough? Okay, so be aware of the noisy neighbors. Be aware of when you're shoulding yourself, not to be confused with the other word, but shoulding yourself. I should do this, I should do that. A lot of times those shoulds are not our own voices. They can be. But usually they're based off of things like societal stuff or family members telling us that we should be a certain be a certain way or walk a certain path in life, or be farther along than we are, or because our cousin did this, then that we should do it too. So just be aware of that stuff. And I just want you to pay attention to the noisy neighbors and the residents that they're taking up in your head, because it can be hard. It can distract us. It can distract us in life. It can distract us from our own path. It can really, I don't know. It can just be where we fall off our path and we're not trusting ourselves and we're not really doing things for us. We're not really living life for us. We're living for other people's expectations of us. And oftentimes, let me just bring up one more point here. People, just like we can cling to an idea of, oh, well, this used to work for me and I'm going to keep doing it even though it's not working anymore. Well, maybe you should look at that, right? People cling to a certain identity of us, our brand, you could say. So we all carry, people perceive us in a certain light, in a certain way, whether it's family members, friends, people we've dated, that kind of thing. So as we move throughout life, people are always seeing us as that same person, that same version. Like your parents will probably always see you as like that child, that kid. So they're never going to necessarily like when you grow to a certain degree. It's almost like residual growing pains that they may have when people close to us. So people are going to cling to an identity of us, a form of us, and we have to just recognize that and understand it, because we cling to other people's identity, like, oh, well, this person just changed and things. And some of that comes from a place of judgment where we're like, well, this person changed because they're not being themselves. Some of that is our own intuitive ability to see, like, if we've known somebody, who they really are, and then whether they're doing things for other people, the expectations of other people. But on the other hand, sometimes we judge other people because they've changed, they've grown to a certain light, and we're still attached to that old version of them. So it goes both ways. So we're not, we're also at fault here. So we're not, it goes both ways. But anyway, besides the point, okay, just ask yourself, the things you're doing right now in your life, maybe you feel misaligned a little bit, maybe you feel stuck to a certain degree. Is that because you're living for other people's expectations of you, or are you walking your own path? Are you trusting yourself, or are you looking on the outside for advice from all these experts that are giving you maybe not so solid advice, that kind of thing? So the point is, there's no one-size-fits-all approach, okay? Just because it worked for one person doesn't mean it'll work for you. Everybody is different, so it's kind of like exercise and nutrition. And when you see people online, or maybe friends of yours or experts saying, oh, you should eat keto, or you should do paleo, or you should drop all the carbs and blah, blah. And I always say, well, it depends on your body type. It depends on how much you exercise. It depends on how old you are. It depends on even gender sometimes. It depends on you. Like, not if you're a Olympic athlete, you're going to need those carbohydrates and stuff. So I'm always weary if people are like, oh, well, you need to do this. This is the healthy way. This is the way to do spirituality. You need to meditate, 2 times a day, or you need to get up at 4 a.m. and, start vision boards and stuff in order to succeed in your career. And so, and I say no, because it doesn't work for everyone. Just like not everybody's a morning person, not everybody's a night owl. Everybody is completely different. So it's like walking through life with the wrong size pants on, and you're squeezing into these pants because somebody told you that you were a size 6. And you keep walking around in a size 6, but this size 6 is not really fitting you, and you have wedgies, and you're just uncomfortable. Kind of like that, or something. So there's no one-size-all-fits approach to your life. Pay attention to the noisy neighbors who've built residence in your head. Who are they? How are they sabotaging you in a sort of way? Are you walking your own path in life? Are you living for yourself? Are you approaching life from your needs and not other people's needs, or what they tell you should do in life? So anyway, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.